thank you for coming on this video. In anger's subtle spell, the distant harps play unknown tunes, while in the darkness danger looms, wings silhouetted against the moon. Someone's lips have got your name on. Curses muttered beneath the breath of fools who spout the glory of death, and promoted until there's nothing left except the reason they can claim on. Mothers shake their heads in disbelief, expressing fake parental grief. Upon learning that their sons are thieves, the victims are unmentioned. Heads hung in false displays of shame, as if to somehow share the blame, or perhaps the fleeting taste of fame in the spotlight of attention. Follow fashion, stand in line, let someone else make up your mind, and profit from it at the same time. What does it feel like to be exploited? Professors lecture on violence to a there-to-be-seen audience who know that it's all just pretense, but they still give an ovation. Society waits for another trend to take up and impress its friends, to embrace it first and then condemn. No wonder that you're going and nowhere. Churches preach morality and promise immortality, but why should heaven be free to anyone who wants to go there? Elected politicians vow that they'll improve your life somehow, but if you say you want it now, they treat you as a threat to society. Just do your job and pay your tax. Be a weekend rebel for an act, then one day you'll get so relaxed you drown in your own piety. Doesn't matter which school you go, you're taught what they want you to know. Education's a sham, a show, but at least the rich can get an encore. They talk democracy and say you're getting freer every day. But martial law is just a phone call away if the people should decide they want more. The television's there to ease away your insecurities, turn off what you don't want to see, like starvation and oppression. The truth could be right before your eyes, but if the media says it's lies, you believe them and realize that there are no false confessions. Public opinion is gauged by the sales of the headline page of indignation and sanctimonious rage on every street corner. Doctors will get your daughter cured unless your family happens to be poor, maybe works in a downtown store. Don't you think somebody should warn her? That was written in 1989, October 1989. Sometime after the 10th. The page behind it is blank. I'm assuming that I intended to write more to that. Not as if it doesn't have enough lyrics as it is, huh? The next one does not have a title, so bear with me. I have to go through it now to see if it's one that I know. Okay, it's called The Man That You Dream Of. The man that you dream of. Well, the man that you dream of, he doesn't exist. His touch isn't real, and neither's his kiss. He can't caress you or whisper your name. He's just an illusion, your own private game. The man that you dream of, you'll never meet. He can't bring you flowers or make you complete. He can't fulfill you or make you secure, or greet you with open arms when you open the door. I read it wrong, I'm so sorry. Take two. The man that you dream of. Well, the man that you dream of, he doesn't exist. His touch isn't real, and neither's his kiss. He can't caress you or whisper your name. He's just an illusion, your own private game. The man that that you dream of you'll never meet. He can't bring you flowers or make you complete. He can't fulfill you or make you secure, or greet you with gifts when you open the door. The man that you dream of, he can't be there when you've got a trouble that you need to share. He can't make you smile. He can't put things right. He'll never be there to reach for in the night. And that was written at 2200, 10 p.m. on the 29th of October 1989, home on the sofa. That strikes me. Hello, I'm Paul Murphy. Thank you for coming along to this video. Some of them have been starting with extended talks before I get into the recitals of the poetry, and so I'm trying to start some of them now and then cut down on the talking. I have to find a fine balance because these are long lost songs. I'm reading them for the first time in 34 years, from the original hand-written lyrics, and to make a recording of them to stay behind, but also at the same time I'm trying to make videos not just so that they exist, but also so that anyone who wants to take some of my works, my licensing agents, whoever that might be after my time, will look after these in the gap between my passing and my beautiful children, being able to take them on at 18 years old. They've got a backstory around some of the works. In Anger's Subtle Spell, that's a song I never ever sang live. Boy, do I wish that I had it done. And just as a note there, I would say that if I was typing that up, and if I am given time to make any more lyric anthologies, I'd type that one up. So verse 4 will now become verse 3. So that's how it will be copyrighted. And then verse 3 will become verse 4. I know from previous videos that a lot of these songs have been written in the wake of quite a bad breakup with someone I was very fond with, who was not very fond of me, or not fond enough of me, as she was of someone else. And I guess that the man that you dream of, I don't know at this such a long distance, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's not about her. Hi Emma, how you doing? It's been 34 years. It's okay to name names. Yeah. Then it's about that kind of scenario. Someone being told, no, I'm sorry, but this is over because I'm going to go off with this other guy here, you know. And it's that kind of thing, saying, yeah, but you've built him up too high. That's what the song's about. So, yeah, I understand what you're saying, you know. But you've built him up too high. The difference between him and I might be that, or that. Well, don't be rude now, but you know what I mean, you know, it's... you know, it's not pauper to king distance, you know, he's a little bit better here, so he's got a bit of a better car or whatever, you know, or better hair. You know, you are sort of thinking it's going to be, you know, take you down from the tower, you know, you're going to throw down your hair and come down from the tower, it's going to be happily ever after. Even ever after isn't happily ever after. Well, okay, the next one. It's a blues structure, unfinished song. I'd like to call it "I Got a Woman," but of course that's the Beatles song. I'm going to say "She's a Real Lady." I'm copywriting this as "She's a Real Lady." She's a real lady. I got a woman, she got a whiplash flick-blade smile. I got me a woman, she got a whiplash flick-blade smile. She don't treat me good, man, but she sure does treat me bad with style. She's a real lady, she's out there in front all alone. Yeah, she's a real lady, she's out there in front all alone. Gotta say she's special. Gotta say that she's the best I have known. And that's the end of that one there. I don't have too many blues songs, although a lot of my songs are singing the blues. It's a good structure to work in. There's some potential there. Okay, no, I'm not rehearsing any of these. If you've been watching the other videos on these, you know, I'm starting to get some feedback on them now because I only started 2 days ago. It's the 2nd of May here now. And, oh, I must just say, I must point out something here. So, a lot of people, I don't know where you're watching this, but if you're watching this in proximity to this date and you're watching on YouTube, then a lot of people watch those and you're seeing the headline of, I don't know, Paul Murphy recites poems or lyrics. I haven't worked out what the headlines are going to be yet on all of them now. And you're following on through and watching them, thinking it's going to be like some of the other ones. If I can just point out in the background here, you can see 1, 2, 3. I do apologise, but the viewfinder works backwards, so I'm having to. Poems for My Children, Love, my love song anthology, very good book, and songs like music. Not the best of Paul Murphy, I guess that is in there. Or up to a certain point. I don't know how far it goes up to, but maybe 2002. The hardback edition's got some new works in to update a little bit. So when I've done the recitals from those books, they are finished works that I've gone over 10, 15 times. Certainly in some of them. Music, for instance, that was my stage act for since Candle, 20 years, 40 years, 30 years, 28 years, you know, whichever song you want to pick. It's been in there a long time and I know it, and so I'm able to do a recital of it in finished cadence. What I'm doing here is reading original handwritten lyrics. In many cases, well, I haven't seen any of these in over 30 years. Some of them I do know because they have been taken out of here and they've gone into the copyright file as had music, and then they've gone onto another part. I realise I'm pointing and you can't see them, I do apologise. As potential stage songs or to be sold to other people in the days when there were recording studios, etc., etc. But these are all, you know, brand new and hot off the pen. So this isn't the point I'm making, very long-winded, I don't give short anecdotes, is that these are not the same as so if it's a recital of one of my books, then you're going to get a more professional, I'm aware of the structure, the cadence, the nuances, and etc. Here, it's literally as though you have just given me this and I've never seen it before, and said read this, and I'm having to work out the structure and the cadence and everything else. And also, as I say, in part of this, I have to leave a backstory behind. I now have to become aware. I do apologise. Because I think it's pretty well known. If you don't know, then I have motor neuron disease. I'm in the end stage. But the people who come back time and time again are aware of this. And time is too short for me to do anything else. So let's get it down. But also to leave some kind of backstory behind on them. And some videos for my children who won't get this until they're 18, I guess. So it's strange. I have to try and not think about it, but also think about it. So, the next one is very strange. I mean, look at this. So, okay, at some point I've gone back. So, I've written this. So, there's the original handwritten lyrics, yeah. Started halfway down the page. So, I've written verse 2, but where is verse 1? And then you've got the, well, I don't know, I guess that's just all one verse, but where's the start of it? And the title. At some point I'd gone through these, and anything that looked like it was going to be taken out of here, typed up, music added, and then go through and have a further life and a more extended life, as I was saying, stage work or whatever. I've gone through, written down titles, plopped them through. And this one is apparently called X Chromosome Blues, so that's what I called it whenever I did these post-it notes. So that's what I'm copywriting it as now. So, X Chromosome Blues. I'm chuckling, but from what I can see, there's actually quite a deep work here. X Chromosome Blues. Now you sit there and look at me like you're ready to throw the book at me. I can't help it if I don't fit the way that you live. You say that you were depending on me to show you the things that you couldn't see. Now you act like I've done something for you to forgive. All this talking about revolutions and riots, I just wish that you'd all be quiet. Can't you find anything else to discuss? You're so well off that you don't know it, but I can see what's below it. You're a textbook case of distrust. You say that you appreciated the way that your last lover hesitated. Well, maybe his breath was bated, but not mine. You can't just offer me something that I don't want and say that puts me one debt in front. Is it any wonder that I had to decline? I could be running a temperature, but it ain't nothing to do with her. And that's where it cuts off. I'd love to know what the first verse of that was, and I'd love to know where it was going to end. I do apologise, I'm going to cough again. I got to the fridge just now. I'm so sorry. I got to the fridge just now for the first time in weeks. And I opened it and I just got hit, and there was some fruit that had been in there. I don't know how long, but it was just the stench of mold just hit me, and I ended up breathing in all these, mold spores and everything. I have no antibiotics left in the house, and as I have no GP due to the medical negligence claim, making my own penicillin in the fridge. Okay, and this one is called Working Girl, Keep Dreaming. See the sun going down over the horizon. Another day's bitten the dust. You can make the long walk home now. You can go and sleep the sleep of the just. See the distant ships out in the harbour. One should be taking you on a cruise. You should be going somewhere that it's safe and warm, and $1 ain't too much for you to lose. Seems to me you're always under pressure, always got just one more thing to do. You work so hard to make someone else a profit. Someone always wants a piece of you. You spend the most part of your life in labour, keeping someone else's wife kept in luxury. She never had no blisters on her hands. You got hers, but she don't want to see. What's your dream of a vacation, girl? A day you don't get up before it's dawn. Maybe just to go home and find all the housework done. Close your eyes, girl. Just keep dreaming on. See your old man's rig parked in the yard. It's been so long since he caught any work. Keep smiling at him that it's all going to turn good. You know he's never been a one to shirk. You do all that you can when you can do it. Even when you're out on your feet, you don't complain. You take the lousy hours and say thank you, and wait for the day your old man works again. See the sun coming up over the horizon. I don't recognise the title, but that's another song. Well, I've got a post-it note on it, so that's another song that made out. And I think it was called Small Town Girl. Or it was reworded from a Small Town Girl. There was a song, I think it was by a group called Journey, and apparently it's a very big, Don't Stop Believing, is it? and it got this big following and everything, and I didn't know the song. I don't know whether they weren't big over here or what I was doing when that song came out. Or maybe I was just looking elsewhere, because Springsteen, Tom Petty, Dylan had moved away from that kind of thing. But there were other people chronicling, the small towns and the pickup trucks and the rigs. Again, this is all that idealized version of it to me, but small town in Arkansas kind of thing, and the finished version extends a lot long. It's rewritten and extends it a lot longer, but more in that. And that's where it's a kind of Springsteen the River song. It's one of those kind of works. I'm just searching for something I can latch onto for a title here. Lady, you're the jewel in our crown. I do believe that might be the actual title, even though it's not got a post-it note on to indicate it. Okay, lady, you're the jewel in our crown. Hey there, lady, don't you feel so lonely? It's not right that you should be feeling sad. I know some people that you love have hurt you. I don't know how they could treat you so bad. But you should know you mean so much to us. To some, you're the only person that they trust, and to others, you're the mother they never had. Hey, pretty lady, just you listen to me, because every word I'm saying here is true. We don't like to see you unhappy, because we care so very much about you. And if someone close to you makes you feel upset, don't let those eyes fill up with tears of regret. You know we're always there to care for you. We know you're the one that we can always rely on. You've always got a smile and a shoulder we can cry on. So don't you let them get you down. You're the jewel in our crown. Come on, lady, give a smile, everything will turn out to be all right. If you're sad, then let us cheer you up. If it's dark, then we'll turn on the light. I know some of the things you've been through, and I don't know how they could be unkind to you. To make you so upset is just not right. Head up, lady, I'll tell you truly, sunshine always comes after the rain. You mustn't let those people bring you down. You mustn't let them hurt you once again. I hope one day that they will realize all the heartache that you felt inside, and that they'll never, ever hurt you again. That's quite a positive piece of work, isn't it? Well, I guess all my songs are positive pardon me, to a certain extent. I wrote that at 2017 and 49 seconds p.m. on the 4th of November 1989, and I wrote it at home, lying on the front room carpet. Boy, was I ever specific. When I put notes on them, and people think that Mark Lewison is specific on his stuff. Again, I've got no reason to know if that was no reason. I've got no way of knowing. I've just seen a reason. No way of knowing if that's what the backstory to that song was. But it's very positive, isn't it? It's quite a nice thing, though. It's one of those songs that it's a work that I can just imagine, if what I used to call my hallmark songs, and it'd be one of those, if the kids come home from school somewhere, and they see their mommies had a bad day and working too hard, and someone's been a bit mean to her on the school run or something, or on the telephone or something. Well, maybe she's got a job and she's come home and she's been unappreciated at work, and the kids sort of, Mum, I'll give her this, Very positive song. Oh, well. Okay, how am I doing for time here? 24 seconds. Well, here we go. what is up next actually is, doesn't have a title, but it's called She's Calling. Again, I'll do the work and then come and talk about it at the end. She's calling. She's a good girl, or so they all tell you, with a bad case of she don't know when. She had a good time way back in the 60s, held many parties, made many friends. Now I can hear her, I can hear her calling. Now I can hear her, and all that she says, she's calling. She's a long way from what she remembers. It was so fast, she let it all go. She had a long night with no one beside her, learnt many bad things, best not to know. Now I can hear her, I can hear her calling, I can hear her, and all that she says, she's calling. She's a far cry from what she used to be, with a memory that she doesn't need. She had a way out, but she failed to take it. She wrote a story, a sad tale indeed. Now I can hear her, I can hear her calling. Now I can hear her, and all that she says, she's calling. Okay, I don't know when I wrote that one. I do know that the next song in the book is the 14th of January 1990, so that's a bit of a leap there, isn't it, from... there's no way I went from the 4th of November 1989 to the 14th of January without writing a song. That previous one, She's Calling, the reason I know that is because when I got a bit bored, and I've covered this in other videos, but the Murphy Youngs duo that I was in, that was, I think, one of the Andy Youngs, the singer there. I used to take my stuff on. Now, he put the music to that. I didn't do the music to that, so I own the lyrics to that. But Andy put the music to it, and boy, did he sing it. I can hear him now. Him singing, now I can... And I had to do harmony vocals. And he said... so he put the music to it. And he really loved that lyric. It obviously had a resonance to him. And because, you know, I hadn't used it myself, and he loved that song. So I can hear his music, and he put the music to it. And he said, this is where you come in the harmony vocals. And there was no way, I mean, he had a voice, you know, he had a proper voice, you know, a real superb singer's voice, deep, and a resonating voice and everything. But my voice was just, you know, it was nothing to me. You know, people didn't listen to me to hear me sing. They listened to what I was saying. And so that was a small core audience, but it was a good audience, you know. Pardon me, just a second, please. Okay. And he wanted me to do counterpoint on the lyrics. So on the chorus, now I can hear her, that would be Andy. So he would be, now I can hear her. And I was supposed to come in slightly behind him, like almost around. Now I can hear her. I can hear her calling. I can hear her. Now I can hear her and me. Now I can hear her. And all that she says. Now I can hear her. She's calling. I can't even do it now, you know, 30 years later. She's calling. He would be off up there somewhere, like, you know, my little croak would get that far. She's calling. She's a good girl, or so they all tell you, with a bad case of she don't know when. She had a good time way back in the 60s, held many parties, made many friends. Now I can hear her, now I can hear her, I can hear her calling. Now I can hear her. I can hear her. Now I can hear her. And all that she says. Now I can hear her. She's calling. So that's kind of how it went there. Okay, I'm going to take a break here now. Thank you so much for your company. I realise that we are separated through all kinds of time, distance, ethos, etc. Ethos, wasn't that one of the Four Musketeers? Pathos, artos, gravitas, and Dartboardian. But please come back, as I say, if you want to hear me just sitting here and doing, a proper poetry recital, proper lyric recital. It's not going to be from any of these ones that says lost lyrics or something of the title, I'm afraid. So you're going to get here stumbled readings and anecdotes and drifting off and stuff like that. So don't sit there for 33 minutes, I guess is what I'm saying, and then get the end going, oh, I hated that. I put a video on YouTube today. No, it's been on YouTube for a while. It's one of my more popular videos. It's just something I saw on the television news that amused me because the cameras failed. So I made sure I filmed it and I put it up on my YouTube channel. And someone, I swear this is true. Well, why would I lie to you? And someone typed a message today and he'd given a dislike and he'd written, I can't believe I wasted 39 seconds of my life watching this. It took him 40 seconds to type that and post it, Smart much, So anyway, you've been really kind and generous with your time. I'm going to leave you a while now. Please come back. There might be something really, really good just behind the corner. Peace and love, people. Wherever you turn them up. And Dylan and Emily, if you're watching this, empty your fridge out.